Before I conclude this portion of our seminar, I'd like to also point out the relationship between the letters, the power of the Aleph Bet, and the Sefirot. You know, the Hebrew Aleph Bet is an odd, sometimes even mysterious power, which is present in the relationship of mind, matter, and the cosmos. The sky we shall see the next time we go outside on a clear night has really undergone very little change since the date of Shabtai Danilo, the Rabbad, Aristotle, Ptolemy, and others. The sky as seen by them appears little different from the heavens astronomers view today. So why do the cosmos seem more awesome to us than ever before? The fact is, it isn't the stars, but our thirst for understanding them that has really changed. The more we learn about them, how they came into existence, what they are made of, how they live and die, the more we are filled with awe and surprise. No longer are the stars celestial energies to be worshipped as gods in a cosmic dance. They are characters, or better still, letters of intelligence in a universal drama of life unfolding. Furthermore, they follow and maintain strict adherence to the script called the laws of nature, or maybe for some of you, even the cosmic code of the Bible, that written document that has been so corrupted in the past 2,000 years. The saga of modern astronomy has been one of extracting more and more data out of each light beam and cosmic ray. Diligent research over the ages has brought to light things which were once hidden. A single lifetime, even though entirely dedicated to the comprehension of the heavens, would never be enough for the explanation and exploration of so vast a subject. By performing remarkable detective work, astrophysicists have been able to put together from a few scraps of light beams and rays that which reach across the millions of light years a dossier on the life history of our universe. We now have some idea of how the cosmos were formed, how they live their lives, and you know what? According to the astrophysicists, ultimately die. Today we have discovered a comprehensive and informative path to understand the cosmos. That new way is what we call science. This new method has revealed a universe so vast and so ancient that humankind seems to be of little consequence. In fact, since Newtonian classical physics, man has grown apart. He's become separated from his universe. We have even been led to an alienation of our cosmos. It has appeared irrelevant to our everyday existence. The science of astrology has struggled to maintain a thin thread, a thin strand of connection between the vast universe and ourselves. Even the Even astrology, for most of us, is a kind of parlor game. We play with it. We think we can begin to understand people by knowing astrology. But the most vital ingredient to all of this knowledge lies in connecting with those vast array of stars, planets, signs of the zodiac, and the cosmos as a whole. It is true, too, by the way, that since quantum science, everything seems to be changing. Today, astrophysicists find the heavens accessible to human understanding. More importantly, that maybe we are indeed very much a part of the cosmos, and our destiny might even be deeply bound up with it. From a Kabbalistic point of view, this is the absolute truth. There is nothing functional in our own life that is not bound up with and connected with the cosmos. Nothing. And yet, we are under this illusion that things around us, our environment, our physical environment, that physical illusion is what it's really all about. The people around us, the nations around us, those illusionary aspects seem to play the major role in our own everyday life and our destiny. However, let us know once and for all that man has been provided with many of the universal truths to guide him through illusion to the ultimate, all-embracing reality. All energy and life-intelligent forms come from this basic force. This primal flow is directed and filtered through many diverse levels of consciousness, establishing infinite degrees of energy intelligences. Yet it is the same force expressing itself in an endless multitude of forms and energy layers. More fully expressed, this means that the force reveals itself through a continuum of events by which man experiences the source of this force. In all of creation, there always appears a repetition of the same design. As the atom is one unto itself, structured as this triad in the shield of David, so is man, so is the solar system, such a singular organism. Let me quote from the Zohar 1, page 134b of the old edition, and I quote, "For there is not a member of the human body but has its counterpart in the world as a whole. For as man's body consists of members and parts of various ranks, all acting and reacting upon each other, so as to form one organism, so does the entire world at large consist of a hierarchy of created things. When they properly act and react upon each other, together they form literally one organic body." That's the Zohar. But what seems to emerge from the Zohar is the startling revelation regarding the same pattern in all structures, from the tiniest atom to the greatest unit of the cosmos. The vast expanse of our universe is always seen as revealed in the microcosm. There is only one set of universal laws, and this one set of universal laws pervades and embodies all of the life intelligent forces in the cosmos. Intelligent energies unify and are unified in a planet, and ultimately will physically become manifested, and I say physically, become manifested in the various four classes of creation. They are basically mineral, vegetable, animal, and human. The harmony of the universe is maintained by these universal laws. And the power of the Aleph Bet is that unifying force. Everything and anything has been created by virtue of the Aleph Bet. And what I'd like to bring to your attention is the relationship between the letters of the Aleph Bet and the Sefirot. The Sefirot are, as I've mentioned in many of the books, bottled up energies. They are energy intelligences in a potential form, waiting for us, we human beings, to bring these bottled up energies to fruition, to reveal their energies, because this was way back in the thought of creation. We were not created to be drained of energy, as so many religions seem to direct us. That Bible, the Bible, which is the basic teaching of all religions, is so shrouded in mystery, so confusing, that it has literally become foreign to most inhabitants of planet Earth. And I personally connect this kind of relationship between the Bible and all of humanity, and I lay the responsibility to its severance at the doorstep of those that teach religion. They have failed and continue to fail in grasping the essence of what the Bible is all about. The Bible was written in letters. Those letters are the tools by which all of humanity can begin to control not only their cosmos, because each individual star, each individual planet, with its multitude and infinite atomic energy intelligent structure, has a place in its computer for every single human being that exists. The question is, which part of that computer, which program are we going to be connected with? The one that spells misery? The one that spells despair? Chaos? Is that for you or me? Or are we going to, at this point, make an effort to begin to tap the kind of energy that will not bring chaos to the universe, but rather law and order. That's the only reason why the Bible came into existence, to provide the universal laws, not religiosity. The most difficult part of my 25 years in the field of Kabbalah has been to redirect our thinking, to restructure our thinking, and more important, and above all else, that the Bible was never presented on Mount Sinai as the basis of a religion for the Jew, and for that matter, all other religions. As I will explain in my book, The Power of the Aleph Bet, and as the Zohar explains it, each individual letter represents a Sefirah. The letter is a further manifestation of energy intelligences. There are only four basic energy intelligences. Only four. Only four. That is right, left, central, and receiving, otherwise known as water, fire, air, and earth. The letters, the days of the week, the holidays are nothing more than a basic manifestation in one form or another, and of course there are infinite forms and combinations of these four, which ultimately became manifested as seasons, planets, signs of the zodiac, and the infinite numbers of man, creatures, trees, blades of grass. This is what the power of the Aleph Bet is all about. It is that letter that I connect with, that letter, pushing that letter, pushing that button, releases a particular type and form of energy intelligence. That is the power of the Aleph Bet. The days of the week came into existence only through the letters. While at times there may be some disagreement between one Kabbalist and another as to which letter might have created which day, let us always remember that there has never been really a disagreement amongst the Kabbalists. Each one refers to another frame of reference. They do not contradict each other. So fear not. Fear not that when you meditate on a particular letter or combination of letters, that you may not be tapping the proper, correct energy intelligence to do the job. There is no fear The letters are eternal. The letters are immutable. The letters are the answer to free will and determinism. The Kabbalistic worldview is one that is certainly welcome to Earth's weary inhabitants. We're all tired. We're tired not only of the despair, chaos that seems to prevail more times than not, while in between we do get those hours, minutes of time off, and so we can relax, but they are certainly far in between. But with this new Kabbalistic worldview, fear not, for the harmony of our cosmology is balanced by universal laws. In fact, our familiar universe of galaxies and its stars is one of many. They are, in a sense, nestled within one another. That's what the Zohar meant when he stated, there is an infinite hierarchy of universes. Even an elementary particle in our universe, once penetrated, could and would reveal an entire galaxy within itself. This is what the Zohar alludes to when it states, for there is not a member of the human body, but has its counterpart in the world as a whole. So if you think we're not connected with the cosmos, if you think the cosmos out there is something untouchable, you haven't been along the path of Kabbalah. And if you're a physicist and a scientist, you're just not honest enough to take the quantum theory as far as it will go. Einstein refused to recognize the full impact of what quantum meant. This is the Zohar. The Zohar says everything and anything is totally connected. I know what you might be thinking in your minds right now. If this connection is so positive, is so certain, then are you telling me that certain individuals can literally come and control not only the entire cosmos, but everything contained within the cosmos, and that means you and me? Why, if this study falls into the hands of irresponsible, selfish, evil people, can you imagine what they will do with this knowledge? Enslave all of us. I've heard that question raised time and time again, and I have provided the answer each time that question has been raised, each time that fear has been implanted within us. And I have a two-part answer to that question. The first, are things better off now as they are? Would you rather leave things alone and continue with the past history of 2,000 years that has given us a respite here and there? Secondly, and more to the point, is that this system, the power of the Aleph Bet with its knowledge, has inbuilt safety precautions. We never need fear that we shall fall prey to the enemy. You see, those evil people that you're thinking about, those selfish people that you might consider as using this information wrongly, would never have access. They might have access to the information. They would never tap the energy. But wait a second. The nation that first made use of the atom bomb released its effect upon humanity, and there was nobody there that could say no other than the commander-in-chief, who would either make the decision of pressing the button or leave that button alone. As is today with the two superpowers. But that is when you want to remain on that physical illusionary level. You then have no access to the internal energy intelligence of that kind of warfare. You're dealing on that level of physicality, and therefore, in that illusionary physical reality, the force, the weight of force, the weight of corporeal, physical force will be your reality. And if you've got enough power, physical power, you can either prevent or even assist the destruction of this physical universe. However, as I mentioned to you just a few moments ago, from the Kabbalistic worldview of our universe, we are dealing with the 99 9/10% of reality. The physical corporeality, reality of our universe is totally dependent upon the 99 9/10%. And are you telling me you're not sure about that? Are you telling me, but look, physical might is what we're accustomed to. Physical might is what I can recognize, what I can deal with. That's right. Because for all these years, that's where your educational path has brought you. To the realization that 1% or 1/10 of 1% is all that belongs to the realm of reality. Well, I want you to know that is furthest from the truth. Our scientists even talk that way today. That the real reality is that 99 9/10% of the atomic structure, the internal part of the body, the human body, is only 1% of a physical reality nature. What about the rest of it? And now I'm taking you one step further and telling you that the atom that scientists, physicists have ultimately become familiar with also belongs in the realm of the physical corporeal reality. You see, That atom that can be viewed now under a microscope is also the revelation of only 1% of its being. Hey, then what are we talking about? Where's that 99 and 9/10%? That's what the Kabbalist is talking about. That's reality. That's what we are addressing and directing our teaching towards. That's what the Bible is about. To provide you with that insight, not into illusion, as we have been led to believe, that the entire Bible deals with the physical, corporeal reality. And I'm using the word reality, and I probably committed a sin by saying corporeal reality, physical reality. There is no such thing. It is an illusionary reality. And so, when we finally discover the world of Kabbalah, we have become acquainted, we have become connected with the world of real reality, energy intelligences. And so I now return again to the question, if all of this knowledge falls into the wrong hands, isn't that dangerous? Isn't that opening up a Pandora box? Leave things alone. Don't create a greater mess than we have now. No, I'm here to remove that mess. And the reason we can remove that mess is because the Kabbalist has also informed us that if your level of energy intelligence, if your level of reality is directed to the physical reality, then you are within the realm of the desire to receive for oneself alone, which is the entire reality of physical reality. No, to connect with the kind of force we're speaking about, to tap that kind of force, make that force behave as you so wish, as you so direct, requires an affinity with that kind of energy intelligence, with that kind of reality. What is that reality? That reality is the force. That reality is the desire to share. You can never, states the Kabbalist, connect with or tap the real, truthful energy intelligence of reality, the 99%, provided you have created an affinity with that kind of energy intelligence. And there is but one path that we can take to connect with that physical reality. Physical reality, did I say, just to confuse you a bit? No, we are not going to connect with that physical reality. That's doom, that's despair, that's chaos. No, we're very much fundamentalists, as I mentioned time and time again. We're going to go back to the fundamental reality of things. It is not money. It is the energy intelligence of money. It is not fuel. It is rather the energy intelligence, internal intelligence of fuel and everything else around us. Does it mean armaments? That physical force by which one nation can rule over another? The answer is no, we're not talking about that. We're not addressing ourselves to that kind of reality. That reality deals with the desire to receive for oneself alone. However, if you're prepared to assume and take on an altered state of consciousness, which is the desire to receive for the sake of sharing, You've opened up that Pandora box, and you're going to be able to create a new reality, a reality that contains structure, peace, tranquility, and everything that the Bible intended it to be. Peace on earth and goodwill towards men. That is the reality we are discussing, and that is the reality you can tap with the power of the Aleph Bet. You shall be successful in becoming a master of your own destiny. Thank you again. Good evening for this part of the seminar, and we shall resume on Sunday the next area of Kabbalistic thinking. Thank you and good night.